Aparna. I'm a journalist, gemologist and designer here at Swapnanjali Jewelry Studio, which is in Pune. I talk about jewelry history, gemstones as well as Vedic astrology. Now if you've seen this introductory video of mine on the topic of clickbaiting in Astro-Gems or clickbaiting in gemstones, then I'm here to tell you that this is the second video in this series and I intend to divide it into three videos. The topics will be as such. If you're interested in these topics, then you definitely have to hit the subscribe button. On to today's topic, which is the ogre of Astro-Gems. I absolutely hate this word, but at the same time it's easy to understand, so let me not be a bitch about it. Astro-Gems is simply this phenomenon which is very common in India. If you have a problem, and typically this is in the area of love, career, marriage, either shadi nahi ho rahi hai ya shadi karne ke baad you're not getting along and you've reached like a dead end, or you're really facing a lot of stress, you visit an astrologer. Typically he gives you a whole bunch of solutions, and one of them might be wearing a gemstone that is related to the current dasha of the planet that rules that area of life, and the gemstone corresponds to that planet. Sometimes you don't even need to have a problem, or you don't need to be financially or emotionally stressed. People just enjoy going to astrologers and to know more about their patrika or their birth chart, and they'll recommend, the astrologer is somebody who will recommend a gemstone and you will wear it. Quite simple, right? Nothing in India is that simple, because this simple, so-called simple concept of wearing a gemstone recommended by an astrologer, thus Astro-Gem, snowballs into this cocktail of, typically in India, religion, superstition and misinformation, and it can really take over your life in sort of horrible ways. Now, in addition to this ogre of Astro-Gems, we have a naya prani called Astro Tech, because apparently AI powered apps and digital spaces about astrology and astrology selling gemstones are popular not just with millennials but also with Gen Z, which really surprises me. I had a lot of hopes from you little ones. But never mind. What is the problem with it? That it's very easy for astrologers to use clickbaity terms like this to exploit your vulnerabilities. Exploit may be a very strong word, but rather to prey on your vulnerabilities, which is also a strong word, but rather to use your vulnerabilities to sell you these gemstones using typical phrases that you will see online as well as offline. Now, mind you, here I'm not talking about the richies here, for whom religion is performative, for whom superstition or dharma so-called is performative, and for whom gemstones are a status symbol. Now, these might be people who will drive in their Porsches running over 3 or 4 street dogs. Their hideous children will be throwing trash out of the car, and they will go to this divine Guruji's rather palatial ashram. The Guruji itself is this magical creature that has come from the belly of Sanatan Dharma, blessed by God itself, and he will recommend that you wear gemstones worth anything between 5 to 50 lakh that are probably worth the GDP of some tiny little country, and these dazzling giant stones that you wear all over your hand. And he or she will probably ask you to do some Bahubali style yagna or puja or something. I am not talking to these people. Obviously you won't be listening to me. I'm talking to people like you and me, who are professional people who have our problems, and yet we largely believe in logic with a little bit of magic, leaving a little room for magic, and not believe in lots of magic with a little bit of logic. The people that I am talking to, like you, believe in rationale, in reasoning, in sensible stuff, yet we leave a little room for magic. So this is for you. I mean, even you would draw a line at something like this, right? Cosmic rays coming from the planet through the gem into your this. Honestly, to be very honest, disclaimer, I used to say this 20 years ago, so maybe it's just a function of age. As you grow older, you become more sensible. Hopefully there are a lot of older people who are not, and you grow out of it. Now, if this is idiotic, or if this does not satisfy your reasoning, then what exactly is Astro-Gems and how does it work? I'll explain that in the next video through the placebo effect, which works, as well as the concept of symbolism. These two are very rational and easy to understand concepts. I will explain them until the next video. But before I go, can you just ponder upon this little philosophical idea that does everything in the universe, including God or any universal energy that you believe in, or gemstones, does it exist, or rather why does it have to exist to serve your purpose? There is this concept of beauty for itself, godliness for itself. Why does God have to exist to fulfill your desires or to fulfill the desires of your children? Why does a gemstone exist in the world to give you what you want? An interesting thought to think about. Think about it, and I will see you in the next video. Meanwhile, hit the subscribe button. See you. Bye bye.